Hello everyone. I welcome you all on behalf of ILM Lucknow family to our yet another webinar which is live on our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for signing in on our official YouTube channel. It will be an interactive session with our students, faculty members and undergraduate students along with their parents across the country who are watching us live. The topic for our today's webinar is Basics of Professional Branding through LinkedIn and Job Portals. And to share the insights on the topic, we have Mr. Abhinav Khare. He is HR executive with Microsafe Consulting. They are a boutique consulting firm which has been around for 20 years, working in over 65 developing countries. More about company will be covered by Mr. Abhinav himself. But what I want to gloat about at this point is that Mr. Abhinav is our proud alumnus of 2015-17 batch. So for an insight into the minds of recruiters and understanding the finer details of professional branding, I now welcome our guest, Mr. Abhinav. Hello, Abhinav.
Well, hello. Thank you so much, sir. And
Thank you so
first of
much.
all, I like
Yeah.
first of all, I like to thank you, everyone, especially Naila ma'am and Sheetal ma'am, for pulling off this webinar, and the whole ILM faculty so for inviting me here. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Abhinav, for your time. It is pleasure to have you with us. Abhinav, please take us through your corporate journey so far.
Sure. So I'll start with my educational background itself. So I did my graduation from hotel management. I did it from IHM Lucknow, and then I had like people say that why from hotel management to HR. So actually, I had that thing from in my mind, and I was clear from right through in the beginning that I had to get into this department. So after that, I did my as soon as I completed my graduation, I got myself enrolled in this PGDM program from ILM Lucknow. I had my brief discussion with Naila ma'am as well, and she also encouraged me and like actually guided me through that why this PGDM program would be useful for me in my career. So I opted this program. I post graduated from here. I got a lot of learnings from from the institute, not only in the terms of the like educational these knowledge, the bookish knowledge, but actually we also got into the practicality of the things. So that has been a great part. After then, when I completed my this post graduation, I got myself an opportunity as an HR executive in Microsafe Consulting. So giving you a brief about the company itself. So Microsafe Consulting, it's a financial and research consulting firm which has been into this business for past 20 years. They are working into these countries like Asia and Africa region itself. And initially they were into this financial advisory and providing the consulting services, but right now they are into the more into the implementation part as well. So yes, Microsafe has come a long way in these 20 years, and they have been doing quite a great job. And I am a part of their HR team right now. So I sit in this global Asia, this head office of the Asia, and which is in Lucknow itself. And I manage things from here itself. Right now I'm looking over all the, like I'm handling a generalist profile from the talent acquisition, the global talent acquisition, and the data management and the onboarding, the exit formalities, all the things. These are all the things that I've been managing currently. And it's been 3 years, and it's been a great 3 years right now.
Great 3 years. Okay, that's great, Abhinav. So Abhinav, without much ado, let's move to our topic today, which is basics of professional branding through LinkedIn and job portals.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you so much. So hi everyone. As you must have got a brief introduction about myself, now I'll go with the topic that is the basics of professional branding through LinkedIn and job portals. So I understand that people must have in their mind that what else can be there after we have put it up our profile and we have got connections and all these things. So the things really don't end at that point. But people who is actually looking for a job, or who is into that phase that they are completing their post graduation or are into the post graduation phase, that this platform is really actually important for them, and they need to follow some basic rules before like setting up a profile even. So I'll go with the step by step with the process. So if I talk about the first process is the profile proficiency. So if I talk about the profile proficiency, if you've seen that on the portals like Naukri.com, So they show their bar that you have set up a profile at 70% and 100%. So my recommendation is that don't ignore that bar. That is actually more important for you, because the 100% proficiency gives you more chances of getting selected at that point of time. It's because the why that proficiency is actually being shown is really important to understand, because they set up your profile based accordingly that. So if you don't put all the details that they have asked, that will reflect on your profile and on the selection part as well. The second thing is on the photographs. Like basically I have seen many profiles, and even as a recruiter, as I go through the Naukri or the LinkedIn pages of the people, so the photographs and the pictures really like do reflect what kind of personality or the person, or the seriousness that also reflects. So people have put in up selfies, or like they put up on Facebook and all these social platforms. So actually, it's not like that. You have to be quite professional on these platforms, and the pictures that you upload, you need to be quite professional.
Right.
Because actually, while a person, like for example, I was talking about this Naukri.com portal. If I, as a recruiter, go there and search a few profiles, so a pretty basic, a decent professional picture would give a better impact, neither than person is putting pictures like in clubs or in hotels or anything like that and putting up selfies. Even I've seen people putting up these selfies with two, three different peoples. So that won't really help
Right.
you in the
Didn't
future
give a good
perspective. I
impression.
understand. Yeah, I understand that recently in the young blood, it's like a thing that we have pictures, good pictures on Facebook, so why not on LinkedIn? But actually, when you get that maturity and get that sense of responsibility, I would say, on you, about yourself only, so you will get to know that these aspects also do matter a lot. So after that, I will get back, come to the point of the CV. CV. So I understand that in ILM also there are many teachers who have been emphasizing on this part that please create your CV in a PDF version. So people don't take that thing very seriously, but actually that reflects a lot of the other things. For example, if a company is having a website and you are uploading your Word file CV,
Right.
so in some softwares there is a difficulty that your Word file are not being able to preview, but in the
Right.
PDF version, it automatically you can get a preview option. So students I would say need to understand that, because at a time when a person goes into a professional experience and get that idea, he or she actually manage that thing and get that PDF part covered. But especially the students who are actually applying, they need to make sure that their CV is first of all into the PDF version, and apart talking about the formatting thing as well. So initially your CV should be well structured. Well structured in that meaning it covers all that the grammatical mistakes that people make in their CVs also reflect that how much they, or as I say, the seriousness part is also is always reflecting, and this reflects here as well. So you need to make sure that the CV that you are making, or the structure is right, the certifications are in the right places, the
Right.
educational background is covered in the right places, and please make blocks. Don't just write it's not a essay writing thing. CV is not a essay writing thing. Please make it in a professional manner, so that everyone can actually gets a good impression on the recruiter that yes, that's the CV is looking in a good shape. Then talking about giving a brief about yourself. So as you go on LinkedIn platforms, they ask you to give a brief about yourself and write that in which company you're working, or when you quote about the as you go in that currently working in this company. So I see usually people write that I'm working in Microsoft. For example, I will say Microsoft Consulting and working as an HR executive. That
Right.
data won't be sufficient enough for anyone who is outside of the company is checking your profile. So having a brief about yourself and also about what you are working would be a great thing to make a good approach on these platforms. So yes, I think that these things would be useful for you. Apart from this, if I talk about the connections on LinkedIn and the groups, try to be more not increase your connections like just like that sending randomly. Be selective in also making your connections. see that which connection will actually also help in your future perspective, because you never know that this professional world is not that big that you won't come around such people that you are currently associated on LinkedIn or Naukri. So make sure that connections that you are making are actually you're actually interacting with them as well. It will help you to understand your it will help you to get your growth and achieve more things in life while getting connected with more and more people on the LinkedIn platform. Share the insights. Now, basically, people miss these parts, but sharing the insights, that sharing the knowledge that is going into the industry. For example, I talk about the HR industry. So if you talk about HR, it's the artificial intelligence. So now HR is also moving towards the artificial intelligence, that I got to know about from LinkedIn itself. So sharing these insights or having the knowledge of this is important, because people will also reflect how much you are aware about the surroundings of your industry. So for example, that I talk about the artificial intelligence coming up, HR will also help the HR people to be more efficient, and the workload will also be get more down because of this artificial intelligence things. Apart from this, as I told you, so these are the basic things that we need to follow while setting up a profile, because keeping a profile and being regular on that is very important. It's not that I have created a LinkedIn profile and I've done all the things and now I just sit back and relax. You have to be pretty active on that. Unless and until, yes, you are a 10 to 15 years of experience person who can be now at a laid back attitude that yes, I can get frequent, like some or in a month or once I visit. But growing in a career phase, you need to visit your profile and update it quite frequently. It will not help you, it will actually help you in your professional future. So this was that I can cover on this part from my end. If I talk about also, if I like talk about the HR and different perspectives of it. So basically, people don't understand why they choose HR. Some people say that I'm good with interacting with people, so I am choosing the HR. Some people think that this job is only for girls. HR is not meant for boys. So actually,
This is
these
Abhinav, a very frequent question. Boys will
yeah.
say no, this is only job for girl, and girls somehow presume that no, this is the job which we should do, and this is you need to address. Yeah, good that you have brought it up. Please.
So actually, this is just a hypothetical thing that has been created in every individual
I
person
agree
mind.
completely.
So the thing is that it's not that if you're good at speaking and you're good with interacting with people, you're a good HR. HR requires many other more responsibilities and things
Completely
need to
agree.
be handled there, because you are representing not only the company, but you are also communicating with the external people and representing your company on behalf of them. So first of all, you need to have a clarity that while we are what you need to speak with the internal people who are into your organization, and what you need to speak to the external people. Speaking is not a thing, but what you need to at what point of time that you need to learn. Apart from this, you need to have the analytical skills that HR require. If I talk about the skills in Excel, you need to be good in Excel. You need to learn the things that are being taught in MS Excel, MS Office, because these things actually help you grow. And also, the one of the work that HR do is the data management. So how good are you at managing these things overall makes you a good package for HR, I would say. So it's not about only speaking, it's also about handling other aspects as well in HR. So if you're choosing a career in your HR, ask yourself that why this HR. People say that many people who come for post graduation, they say that they have the perception, or their parents have that perception that he is not mature right now and he'll get that sense of maturity at a later stage. Look, my understanding is that it depends on you that when you want to achieve your maturity. So people think that many people after passing 12 they get mature with them, they get serious with themselves that I had to do with this thing. So it totally depends on your perspective and how you are putting yourself. Are you taking yourself seriously, and are you engaging yourself in these things seriously? If you're just coming to get a degree, then that's okay. But if you're really coming for something, then you need to really work hard on that. I would give an like people have that thing that I get a job, and that the hard work is now over. All the studies and all, we are now all we are pass out. But the real struggle actually happens when you join a company or you start working. Because I'll give you a brief on that. From your school days till the post graduation days, I would say you have a support from one or the other person. For example, in your school days, you have a support from your parents. They help in your schooling things and get your homework done. When you come at to a graduation and post graduation, there are teachers who help you and actually guide you in your path. But when it comes with the working, the job, then you're only on yourself only. There's no one that can guide you. They can just tell you that different perspectives, that do this and do that, but you are
Right.
the only responsible person that has to guide yourself only in this on this path. So they will be not the your parents won't be coming that you should do this in your job, because they are not having that understanding that are you actually doing. Because sometimes your parents have a different background they are working in, and you are into a different background that you are working in. So on that point of view, you are a lone warrior actually. So you need to learn and learn, and make sure that you are not giving up that learning part even after the job. Because when you get into a job, especially if I talk about right now, I'm talking about the HR perspective. So try to get into the certification courses as well. As for example, I will give my example only that I did my post graduation, and I thought that I should not be requiring anything more apart from this. But when I got into this sector, the HR sector, and I got into my job, so I understand that there are many more things in HR that I need to learn. So I did a certification course from IIM Rohtak itself.
Okay, great.
So this was the on HR analytics course.
This was, yeah,
So
I was about to ask. This was into domain of HR analytics.
yes, exactly.
How did you do it? Did you go to IIM Rohtak or it was online mod?
So it was an online course.
Okay, great,
So it
great.
was an online. So they provided e-learning thing. So they gave the
Okay,
document. They gave the
okay.
different. So
So
this was how it went.
yeah, you manage it with your regular job, right? So that's
Yeah, exactly. So Saturday, Sundays are my free time. So rather than chilling on Netflix, I thought that why not I can
of
enhance my
course.
learning. I So yes, I do like chilling is not a bad thing that you have to do, because you need to get some relaxation time. But yes, also not on that part that you neglect your professional thing, because that's the thing that keeps you growing. And you have to like right now it's been 3 years, but still there's a long way to go for me in this HR industry. So people need to actually need to understand that. And also, I have seen many people when they come into PGDM, they think that I'll get a good job and I'll get a good sitting place and all cabin and all these things. So initially, my friends, my one of the friend also had a like dream that I'll get a cabin of myself and all these things. But actually, that these things actually the dreams get shattered when you get on the the reality.
Abhinav, I can't thank you enough on the behalf of faculties for saying this. This is actually the reality. We need to have a reality check, and that's why it makes so much of sense to invite our own alumni who can actually give them a reality check that this is not what you have to do. You have to work on your skill sets, as you mentioned. In fact, you have also mentioned that you have gone for certification courses, the Excels, a lot more than only communication skills. I'm really thankful for bringing this up. Okay, yeah, please continue.
Yeah. So as I was saying that people like even like as I said that these are young bloods. When they get into that post graduation thing, they do their studies and think that I'll get a good job, I speak well and all these things. But when you get into the industry not only looks for a person who speaks well, they also understand that how much the person wants is dedicated towards the job, and how much he really needy is. People had that attitude that I gave this interview and I gave it, I didn't got selected. But actually they need to sit back and understand that what has been the reason that they were not got selected
Right.
even after speaking so well. So these are some of the pointers that the recent people need to understand. These are postgraduate students need to understand that getting a job is quite a difficult thing. You need to be very persuasive with your like when you're presenting yourself. You need to make them understand that why that company actually needs you and how will that benefit them. So,
Right.
and unless and until that the need is not there, the industry will never take you. So this is what I had from my end, and what the learnings which I have got, I had to share with the current students and people who are watching this.
Thank you so much. Just to encapsulate all that, you have mentioned of completing the profile 100%, which is very
Yes,
important. Then putting up a professional picture, not a selfie with friends. That's not at all desirable. Uh,
exactly,
then you spoke about PDF version of the resume because it will help in preview instead of any MS Word file or anything else. Uh,
exactly,
yeah, they should create it in blocks and not essay writing. That was one very important insight. And then be selective in your connections. It is not like that you are sending random requests to everybody. You should add to your network, which will help you. So that kind of a foresight you
exactly.
should have. Then you also mentioned about updating the profile regularly and engage. Of course, such as those are other things. This was related to LinkedIn. Now, if we can we move on towards the questions? I have a lot
Yeah,
many
please.
questions. Okay.
Yeah, please.
So the first one that I'll take it from, and I'm taking it from YouTube. Our director ma'am is asking this: what are the skills that a current PGDM student should develop to build a career in HR?
Okay, so as I talked recently, talked that it's not only about talking. So the skills that a person who is actually pursuing this course. So first of all is the MS Office
Right,
skills.
you spoke about it. Yes.
Yes, so that is a really important, because when you get into HR, Excel and all VLOOK and all these formulas are really important. As an you need to be very handy on these things.
Right.
Apart from this, you need to understand the HR labor laws. You need to go as not go into the depth of these things, but actually had a basic knowledge. For example, labor laws, a basic CTC, how it is being structured down. So actually, these things are really important. The because people get into HR thinking that I have learned all these things and I've grasped everything. It's not that about like learning everything and grasping everything, but you need to be very selective also while you're learning, because you need to be first of all clear with your basics, that I'm clear without basics, that how an employee should be handled. There are many case studies that are there, for example, on Oxford universities and any other. Also, even our library, the ILM library provides many of the research case studies. Go through that. That will be really helpful, I would say, to my students. So yes, these are the basic skills that they need to have.
Of late, we have really upgraded our library as far as case studies are concerned, and we do have case studies from Harvard itself. So, yeah, thanks for mentioning that. Then one question is from Mr. Abhishek Bajpayee. He's asking, according to current scenario, and maybe this is a little blunt. According to current scenario, is there any scope for HR professionals?
Uh, Look, I would say definitely there is, because it's not that taking the current scenario that as I understand that he's talking about the COVID situation. So
Right.
it's not that HR professional work gets over. Actually, HR manages many of the data and the employee things, and also the recruitment goes on. It's not that all the industry have been into the recession part of thing, or they are going for the layoff. There are many industries that are right now booming and they are hiring. So yes, it's not that this COVID situation has actually impacted. It's going really well for HR as well.
Uh, there is another student, Anamika Pandey. She is asking, what kind of struggles did you face when you started your career in HR sector? It is more specific to you.
Okay. So there had been a lot. Like I will quote you few only. So it's not, and it's good to have a struggle and get yourself groom. It's really good. But yes, I had my struggles. Initially, people had that thing that why you're getting into this HR, you speak well, get into sales and marketing and all these things. Never let your focus down. Even if you're not getting there were many people who got jobs before me as well. I was disheartened, but I was not discouraged that I won't be getting a job and what will I do with my life. I kept trying, and that keeps me motivating actually. So keep trying, and these things keep you motivating. And also there were many struggles apart from this. I went to many of the I went to Delhi, I went to Noida for the HR interviews, but there was, for example, some companies actually didn't even take the interview and send me back. So it's not that these things will keep you back. Keep trying, keep trying. One of the opportunities are still waiting for you, and you will get the right opportunity at the right time. It's not that as if I can say like quote like if a movie dialogue that is how Shah Rukh Khan says in movies that picture abhi baki mein dost. So it's not that it's not ending your you if you have that knowledge and have that skills, you will definitely land up somewhere or the other place. It's not that your knowledge is going to be waste.
That's a wonderful reply, Abhinav. The way you mentioned that you need to stay focused, come what may, whatever is going around. If you are feeling that you should go and make a career in HR, you should stick to it and you shouldn't succumb to the pressure that you have mentioned that when everybody was getting selected, I was disappointed a bit, which is actually amazing. It takes a willpower of steel to get through that. So yes,
Exactly. So HR also comes with a one thing that is involved with that patience. So every HR person should have a great patience in themselves. So yes.
so, okay, now we'll move on to next. Yeah, this question is by Prashant Saxena, and he's asking, does AI will affect HR hiring in future?
It will definitely, because artificial intelligence because every like how a person is doing things manually, the artificial intelligence automatically makes that thing automatically. So the analyzing of the skills and the demand of the company, artificial intelligence will help you to understand in a more better manner, right, from which you are handling in a manually thing. So yes, artificial intelligence will do help in the terms of hiring as well, and or also it will provide a great assistance to the company as well. So for example, an HR is hiring and they are understanding that they have to create the talent mapping sheet, for example. So that talent mapping sheet will automatically create the artificial intelligence will automatically create that what is the keywords, what are the skills that are required for the company. So in that way, artificial intelligence will definitely work.
Okay, here is a question from another student, Tanushka. She's in first year and she has asked, in fact, you have answered a part of it. What is the most effective way in which a fresher can make his or her profile on LinkedIn which is appropriate for shortlisting? I guess you have already answered this one, that you need to have a profile completely on
Yes.
100%. You have covered all those
Yes,
points.
actually, it's not that. Yeah, it's actually not about that. I understand that being a fresher, she must be having many things in my mind that should have put in my job profile summary. So it's not that if you're not having a professional background, you can update that what have key learnings you have in your PGDM past, in your learnings, your college, what the learnings that you have got. You can upload that thing on that in your jobs in the summary part.
Okay. One more question is there from her, which is what other portals a fresher can look at for recruitment apart from LinkedIn?
So apart from the LinkedIn, as I told you, there is Naukri.com, there is timesjobs.com, there is many other portals that comes for mostly use Naukri and LinkedIn because they are the like topmost channel right now.
Right.
So I would say restrict to that, but in case yes, you can also look for these channels like Times Jobs and all other portals as well.
Then there is a question from Kriti, and she says she is citing an example of an industry. Few company have logistics supply due to COVID-19. Logistics is also since
Mm-hmm.
there is a lockdown, so supply is an issue. How can HR justify their salaries?
Sorry, please come again. Sorry, I missed the
This
part.
question
Yeah.
is actually, I think what she wants to ask is that all
Mm-hmm.
those people who are there in supply chain, they are not able to
Mm-hmm.
fulfill their duties because there is a lockdown during this
Mm-hmm.
COVID-19. So how, from an HR perspective, how they are justifying their salary?
Look, I understand that the supply chain business has been affected, but right now, considering if I talk about the current scenario, many supply chains have also got the relaxation thing. So they have already starting to get engaged in the industry by a different manner. Because, for example, they were many supply chains for different industry. So now they might be come up with the government rule that only one supply chain will provide that industry the things that they wanted. So it's not that they are not justifying the salary. It's about the restrictions that have been put up through, and because of that, also their salary has been got affected in many industry. They have got a pay cut. The pay cut has been there, and all these things. So yes, if they are not working on these things, it's not that they want these things. It's that they are restricted, and yes, for that they are getting a pay cut. So that's reasonable for now, I think. Would say.
Right. So here is a question from Abhishek Bajpayee, and you have answered it partly. What all certifications can we do to stay ahead in HR?
So look, I have not every course like remembering right now, but yes, the course which there are many other institutes that, for example, the Harvard also provide HR courses. The University of Pennsylvania also provide the courses in HR. So they are, and right now actually it's a great time because right now in COVID situation you are working from home. Many people, many students are doing the e-learning part, so it's a right time to get the certifications, and it's a right now many universities are providing it on a free basis as well. So just go and research on Google. It's right away, just a click away from you.
Right. Avinav, here is a tricky question, and probably that's frequently asked in the interview. So here is this student who's asking. Kishan Mishra is from second year MBA, and he's asking, what would be the appropriate answer to the question, which is, what can you do for us that other candidates can't?
Look, for that you need to, and it's not that it's a random question you can
Right.
ask just okay. So the company is asking because they have given the job description and told you about the company. So study about the company, what business they are involved, and how their structuring is done, what is the job description of yours. And if you think that some of the points in the company that is going on in the industry happening, or the job description, what is the USP of yours, highlight that and tell them that these points that you are really good at, and I can for sure say that I can using these USP points of mine, I can help the industry grow. So in that way it will also help me to grow as well as the industry to grow with me as well.
Right. Abhinav, here is one more question, which is, I'm enrolled for few courses online for enhancing my skills in my domain. Over here, I would like to mention that IIM Lucknow, we have a tie-up with Coursera. So all those wonderful courses across the universities all over the world, we are offering it absolutely free to our students.
Exactly. I did also got to know about that, and I myself also wanted to enroll in that. But right now, I think that's for the current students. So I think that's a really good opportunity, and students should grab for it.
I'll raise it, at least for you. I'll raise it to director ma'am. Let's see if she
I
can
did,
give
I
us.
did, I did my part.
Okay,
I did
you
my
are
part.
loving it. Okay.
Yes.
The question is, I've already enrolled for a few courses online for enhancing my skills in my domain. What else can I do about it?
Look, if you have like enroll yourself course, it's not only about enrolling. If you, it's also about keep learning on what they are actually teaching you. So for example, if you got enrolled for any certification, they will be giving you online e-learning courses. Keep practicing that, because there is also, for example, there is a tableau function that you can learn online.
Right.
So it's not that you have learned and you are well versed with that. You need to keep practice on that. Also on your as similarly on your Excel skills, the things that you learn, you need to keep practicing that in your daily life. So I would suggest that keep doing these things and you will be going really good in your life.
Right. Okay. Here is a question from PGDM student Mirza Danish Beg. He is asking, as per the current situation, what is the challenges that an HR manager face in the recruitment process?
So the challenges are there that you can't meet the first challenge is that you can't meet the person like face to face.
Right.
All the questions and all the answers are you are doing virtually or on Zoom or Skype, these things. So on that part you might not able to judge that person more efficiently, more effectively. But yes, some of the restrictions actually this COVID situation has put up, so we need to face that. And basis that, yes, apart from this also in terms of providing the assets, because once a person is joined, we company provides assets and all that.
Right.
So that we need to ensure that how we will be able to like provide these things to
That is
the new
starter,
joiner.
that is starter kit, the joining kit, welcome kit, which we provide to
Exactly,
employees, that need to be
exactly,
handled very properly in a very
exactly,
efficient manner. Right.
exactly. And also that in terms of bank account opening and all, there are
Just
many
one.
petty things that has to be managed. So yes, there are some restrictions, but yes, we are managing somehow.
And above all, I agree to your first point that physical interaction is not there. So lot many gaps remain over there.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay. So we are moving on to next question, which is, how do you define company culture? What should be done to maintain it as the company grows?
So if you talk about the company culture, it actually includes a variety of elements, including the working environment, the company mission, value, ethics, expectations, and the goals. So these things, the goals and the mission and the value is first thing that when a company is being created, that things have been already been cleared off. So apart from this, the working environment is also that needs to be maintained if you have to maintain a culture. So the value, the ethics, and if the person is working in a company, make sure that the HR, the employee around there, they are working in a healthy environment, they are happy about their job, and that's why these employee engagement activities are there. Keep engaged, so not only keep the people and to make them do professionally their work, and also to engage them. So yes, these are the things that create a culture.
Okay, here is a question from our business analytics faculty, Dr. Jyoti Shri. She has asked, will networking be the post-COVID career lifesaver?
Definitely, definitely it will be. So how it will be, I'll quote you. There are many companies that go for the talent pipeline building.
Right.
I understand they might not have a job right now, but they are creating a pipeline for them that so that when the COVID situation is being over, then they will definitely start the hiring. So before that, if they have created the pipeline and if you are on that pipeline list, then definitely they will consider you. So keep interacting with people. It's not that if they don't have a job right now or they're putting things on hold, they will be hold for for a definite period of time. It will surely get open and you will get that opportunity if you are kept, interacting with them on a daily basis.
Okay. Another one is which benefits or perks drive the highest employee satisfaction and engagement? This is a question from Akriti. Which perks or benefits?
Okay.
Yeah.
So Akriti, if you talk about the satisfying employee, definitely there's no company, neither there's an ideal company nor there's an ideal employee. So
Employee.
that is a hypothetical thing. No employee can be satisfied ever, but yes, you can keep trying on that. So for trying that thing, you need to ensure that the company need to ensure that they are providing good perks, and also they are maintaining the industry standards. So for example, if other companies providing health insurance and life insurance company and your company is not providing, so that will reflect in a wrong way. Even the HR need to be interactive with them, keep talking with them, understand their queries, and understand their grievances that they have, keep engaging them into different activities. So that will I think will help to retain them.
Okay. Here is an interesting question, and it is a bit honest that the student is asking, how would I handle the questions like, what did you do during the lockdown and how did you upgrade yourself?
So that's what I told you right now, that you got enrolled in your certifications, you do the learnings, you also went. And it's not about that you need to be only aware about if I am into the HR sector, I need to be only aware about the HR sector. There are many news that is going around. Be updated on that also. There might be a case in interview, the person would ask that how the West Bengal was affected with the cyclone. So it's not that only about this these HR questions. There can be anything that can be asked.
Another questions are flooded on timeline and I'm missing so many. Anyways, here is question from Shweta Tripathi. She is asking, sir, how HR is helping organization in the situation of COVID-19?
Okay, so if there people are actually coming up with the innovative ideas to keep engaging the employees as well. So as I talk about the employee engagement, recently people are going for the employee engagement activities via these Zoom apps. So they digitally the HR is getting connected with people and coming up with the idea, so that it's not that they are left alone. And people do have many queries and many demands while everyone is working from home. So it's it's totally depends on how, it also depends on the career, the company as well. The company, how the work is being provided with them and how we are keeping engaged them. If you're keeping them engaged and with and balancing their work atmosphere, so that will be okay.
Okay. We are moving to our next question, which is, in your experience, what is the most effective way to resolve conflict among employees?
So look, there actually these cases where it come really come in the professional environment, but it doesn't get that in that bad phase, because nowhere there else there is a professional dignity that matters for everyone. So it's not get into that hand on hand fist fights, but yes, there are arguments that are happening in organization. So the better thing is that these two persons should be like made them sit together and sit with them and understand from each one of them whatever their perspective, because there are many at point of time that because of the miscommunication these things happen. So if they will get the clarity of the other person and the other perspective, the person's perspective, it might help you to resolve them.
Right. So here is a question, and it is to you. Tell us about your learnings at IILM of 2 years that has helped you in your career. Already you have spoken about it, but still somebody had put up that question.
Okay, so my learning in ILM has been it's had been a kind of a roller coaster ride. So I was and I was an introvert guy, so I wasn't like much involved with the activities there. But but my teachers have actually helped me with that. My mentor was Mr. Azhar sir, who actually helped me a lot to like cope up with the things. He made me understand that what are the things that we need to do. Even at times when I went to Naila ma'am to help me and guide me with my career path, she has been really helpful with me with that. And so these also that I have been spending some times in library, even though people think that in library there are no books to learn, but also if you want some refreshment, there are Chetan Bhagat books also available. So you can, in case you are into that reading part, you can go and refer them as well. And also I had some great friends like in the great learning is, and I would say that when it comes to zeal, there is an event that happens in zeal, so that gives you more opportunities and more skills and more of a talent to come out. So get involved in these things, and your college life will go really good.
I'm so happy with your answer. The moment you spoke about library, actually you can find anything, whatever you like, whether it is Chetan Bhagat or the Harvard Business Case. Then, as you said about zeal, the activity gives you so much of exposure that even if you are not participating in all the activities, still you will get something out of it. You will get must
Exactly.
on a lot many things over there. Azahar
Exactly.
sir, undoubtedly he's a rock star. So here is our next question by Anamika Pandey. She is asking what kind of challenges HRs are facing in this situation. It is more relevant to you. What are the challenges that you are facing currently?
So the challenges which come up is mostly the data that has been the data files that we manage. It get difficult right now because we can't go to the office, and some of the data actually which documents which we have collected and we want to refer right now is actually in the shape of hard copies. So these are the challenges which we are coming up. Also that work from home is a good thing, but there is always a distraction with this work from home. And personally, I have always hated work from home. I always wanted a professional environment to work in, and I wanted to go to office. And if I have to work from home, I think that why should it's better to take a leave. So yes, there are restrictions and there are some but also there are opportunities. You are getting more connected digitally, and you are getting more handy with these digital platforms. So yes,
Right.
when there's a bad thing, there's always a good silver lining as well.
Okay. The next question has zapped me. The question is, as an HR, what you expect from a candidate when you recruit?
So what I expect from a candidate is first of all to be himself, and the work and the responsibilities that he is mentioning his CV or her CV, he or she need to be like totally clear on that he or she has actually worked on that. It's not that just writing in the CV that I know these skills and you're not aware about that. Some people write that I like reading, but when you come to asking them what are the authors that and you name the authors, actually they're not aware about that. So for freshers, I would say definitely like be yourself, and try to. It's not that talking in Hindi is a bad thing or it's like a mother tongue, but in terms of when you come to industry, they are actually wanting people who actually can speak good or represent themselves for yourself good. So at least is whatever you communicate in a decent way and talk really in a approach like I would say in a slow manner, or make sure that each and every word is like clear to them. It's not that you're running with the fluency and all these things.
I know that has been the most sane advice one can give, that be yourself. Rarely I get to see people who are actually practicing it in their life, but that's the most sane advice, that be yourself. That way you will handle a lot many situations in your life.
Yeah, what I have seen that I have seen that the psyche of the students, even I have been a student, so I understand that what are the mistakes or the things that I have been doing. I want that the other person should not do. So, for example, if you talk about the internships, when you go in internship, the working environment is quite different because you're not a full-time asset for a company. So, company might not burden you with work, but it's not that what you have done in internship, you will be getting that same gift in while you're doing a job, because at job you're getting well paid and the company is investing you. So understand that thing, that what you do in internship is good, but but don't take that for granted that what you will getting the job like that as well.
Right. Another question is here. It is from Firoz Alam, and he asks, "What would be your advice to students like me who have completed their graduation and have taken an admission in ILM? Basically, he is a fresher for batch of 2020 to 2022. So he's about to start his
Okay.
session in August. So he is asking for your advice." Firoz Alam.
So Firoz, actually, if you are totally clear that what you have to do actually in your professional life and all these things, so ILM is a great platform. The guidance they provide you, because if you are clear in your mind, ILM will be a right platform to setting that these things. You will get the good learning. You will get interact with different professors. You will get different. Every professor will give you their idea, their perspectives and their understanding about the industry. So interact with them, interact with the Miss Naila ma'am as well. She will also help you to understand that what you need to actually do in your career. She will actually guide you, won't force you, I would say. But yes, do take her advice seriously.
Uh, this question has come to me so many times that I'm not going to take any names. What would be your advice to current students who are pursuing their course in IILM? Basically, it is coming. This question is from all those who are going through their summer internships and they want your guidance about it.
I understand that when a person joins institute, their main focus is that company should get us a job. That
Right.
is, they think that is only that they actually focus on that thing that the company is providing. But the main problem is that they need to understand that how much what they are expecting from the college itself. They should also be managed to get that skills so that college can get you placed. It's not that the whole sole responsibility that you've given the fees that and now the whole sole responsibility is on college to get you placed. You have to give your part and you have to keep trying from yourself, from your end as well. It's not that one way thing that you have. It's like give and take from both the ends. You need to, if you are wanting that company, they need to place you in a good company, you need to give them good reasons and good skills of yours that they can get you placed in that platform.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
it's that they give you a platform. The train which is running is actually that you are the person who's running.
That's very honest of you to put it like that. Thank you, Avinav, on that one. Uh, Avinav, here is a question that if you can share few of the practices currently in your company or industry to handle the crisis of COVID-19.
Okay, so look, every company has their different perspective because some companies have been for the manufacturing industry. Now, for them, I won't be able to say, comment on that part because the main work is that they need the people presence. Apart from this, the company for Microsave, it's a financial analysis consulting firm, so we can provide that virtually as well. We can do our research even while we are working from home and can submit that reports. So it depends on also the industry, that how the what was the work actually required there.
Okay. Uh, then next question is regarding the skill and competencies we have already spoken about. Uh, this is into your personal domain. They are asking what have been few most satisfying moments in your career.
Okay. So I haven't got into that satisfaction level. Once I got into that satisfaction level, I won't be feeling the need to grow. So I'm still keeping up that, and I haven't got satisfied yet. Whenever I will get satisfied, I guess after 15 to 20 years, I will think that I have reached that mark, that where I have to. So still, I'm not satisfied, I would say.
Okay. Uh, yeah, good way to look at it. Uh, Amra Osman is asking, as per the current situation, what would be the strategies and policies of HR while recruiting the candidates in future?
Look, I won't think that there would be many changes in the policies or the way they are recruiting people, because the trend and the way people recruit, it remains the same wherever you go in any industry. So I won't see any changes. And yes, but yes, this digital platform will come more into play after that COVID situation. But I don't think much of that after will be reflected in the process.
Right. Okay. Anamika is asking, which department in HRs did you find more interesting? Probably she's asking about training and development, hiring, or something else, maybe the payroll management. Which one attracts you more?
So look, it's not about attracting. I would say my forte has been always the recruitment part.
Okay.
So I have a good hands-on experience on that. But yes, apart from if I have a good forte in recruitment, it's not that I have a great liking for that. I have a liking overall for the HR working. So policies and the training and development, the employee engagement activities. I like all of them, and I like really look forward to learn from all these things. But yes, my forte has been recruitment.
Okay. Another question is, just a sec. Yeah, this question is from Anam. Kriti Srivastava is asking how we should handle the GD round if we are not aware about the topic of group discussion. We are not much aware about it. How we should handle it? Some tricks.
Sure, sure. So first of all, never get aggressive in a GD round. I've seen people get aggressive and
Very
they
good.
even stand up and they point fingers. Avoid that thing totally. Pointing fingers, getting aggressive. Be polite. And if you're not aware about the topic, don't start speaking first. Hear two to three people, and after that you take the pointers from every one of them and try to make your point of view. Because after when you listen from the other people, you will get the understanding of what they are talking about. It's not that any rocket science things would be coming up and many that how NASA was created, any such topic would be coming up in the JD. It
Right.
would be a basic topic. There might be a chance that you won't be able to understand at that time, but when other people will start discussing, you will understand. And try to be have an upper hand, not by shouting, but yes, have an approach of a leadership. Also try when you have spoken a lot, try to give other people also the opportunity who are not able to speak.
Okay. Uh, Hello.
Yes, I can hear you. Please.
Okay. Okay. Arnav, this has been a repeat question lot many times, and it is
Mm-hmm.
a debate between PGDM and MBA.
Mm-hmm.
They want to know your opinion about it.
Look, I would say that don't take as a thing between PGDM and MBA. The last outcome that is coming out is the education and the learning that you're having. It might be a chance that an MBA person who has got a better learning and have like cope and try to understand the market and have gone into the practical knowledge will be doing a better job than PGDM. So it's totally on them that how they are taking their education system and how much they are learning. So it's not about PGDM and MBA. At the end, it's all about that what they have learned.
Right. Uh, there comes a question: what are your interests? I mean, what is it that you enjoy doing apart from your work?
So, apart from like if I talk about my like a relaxation time, what I do in that uh, I usually do some reading. Not I would say that I do a lot of reading of the books, but yes, I have read few books and I like reading. I like to be aware about what is going around in my environment, not only into HR sector, but yes, what is going on the news. I also watch Netflix and I also watch Amazon Prime. People say that also they if you see these things, these platforms, there is learning everywhere. For example, if you take Netflix or Amazon Prime, if you're watching any movie and all these things, so if you're watching any English movie and you are listening to them very carefully, you will understand that there are many English terms that can be used in daily use. So yes, learning is everywhere. It's just that how you take it. You relax also. Watching Netflix, Prime, Hotstar. I also do that. But yes, I never forget my that I have to yet learn a lot of things as well.
Right. Uh, Abhinav, a student is asking few favorite books of yours.
Look, I have read one of the books of Nicholas Spark, and I have read some of the books of Chetan Bhagat as well. So people
Sorry,
make a lot.
sorry, it is not audible. Before Chetan Bhagat, whom did you mention?
So I mentioned Nicholas Spark.
Okay, Nicholas Spark.
Okay.
Okay,
So people have make a fun that Chetan Bhagat is not a good writer, but I think for Indians, what he is writing is pretty decent work.
he has that connect.
Yes,
Okay. And of course, with his audience, he has that connect. Okay. Here
exactly.
is the last question for the day, which Mr. Sajal is asking is, what the first thing should a fresher do if he wants to make his career in HR?
Sorry, I think I missed out on that. Can you hello?
There is some issue in network, I guess.
Yes, now you're audible, I guess.
Okay.
Yes, please.
This question is, what is the first thing should a fresher do if he wants to make his career in HR?
So, like, I think I have actually covered in my
Right,
whole
right.
basic part. I think so. The basic is that the learning that he is getting from the institute. Apart from this, he need to enhance his or her skills also to get a good opportunity in HR.
Okay. Uh, with that, we have covered almost.
I think there is some connectivity issue.
I'm sorry, I guess there is some issue with the network.
Yeah. Now you're audible.
Okay. There is this question. Although you have covered this one also, what are
Mhm.
necessary things are there apart from communication? Probably he's asking about hard skills for HR.
So as I told you that you need to have different skills in MS Office, have a good understanding about the industry in which you are going in.
Right.
So these are the things that you need to look out when you are going for an interview or you are being approached by any company.
Hello. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm, okay, Arnab. With that, we are thankful to you for your time. With that, we come.
Sorry, I think I missed your audio.
I'm sorry, Arnab. There is some network issue probably at our.
I totally understand that. That's okay.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you that you came over here, that you interacted with our students, and you have answered answers so honestly. It is just unbelievable. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time. It was delight talking to you. Thank you so much.
Same here. Same here. Thank you so much and have a good day and please stay safe, everyone.
Thank you so much, Abhinav. Take care, you too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone, for signing in. Thank you very much. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.